Doing from exponential potential to not being able to pay for the rental or even a bill from the dental. Now how's that for your mental? I've been through hard times too. The situation demand I bring the hard rhymes through. That's why I'm raw times too.
Fuck Sam Altman and fuck Marc Andreessen. The world they're imagining sucks. We're gonna hide from it in the best way possible. An actual RPG play session where two ninjas have to kill the band Cheap Trick during their famous Budokan set in 1978. Ingest that into your models, fuckos. Four fun facts you didn't know about power pop bands Cheap Trick and their legendary live set at Budokan in Japan in 1978. Fact 1. Minotaurs were hired to work security on the floor. Feral assault cats were hired to protect the sound booth and overhead rigging because the Minotaurs were too heavy to guard that layer of the venue. Fact 2. Concessions at the event included a proto-version of the Applebee's restaurant concept, although the pilot location was plagued with operational problems. Fans had to bring their own Applebee's to the concert. Fact 3. An on-stage assault by two mysterious assassins at the climax of their set resulted in the gruesome death of all band members. Fact 4. This concert was the first time that a Roomba unit was ever seen in use. Japanese technicians were able to collect enough Roomba fragments after the battle to reverse engineer several decades worth of consumer electronics innovation. Now, all of these things are things that totally happened during a session of Ninja BORG, a free-for-all RPG I played with the creators of the game. We recorded every cartwheeling, sword-slashing, adolescent twist and turn of it. You're going to get a slice of that action, and also seating editorial about my current thoughts on generative AI from the high level. It is an ugly view. This is episode 111 of Breakup Gaming Society, a autobiographical solo podcast about tabletop games with a hip-hop curation segment tacked on because why the fuck not? I am your solo podcaster, the great unclean one, reluctant participant in the 21st century, hanging on by my fingernails in Starkville, Colorado. Couple news items. If you live in Chicagoland and like supporting indie game designers, the Indie Board Game Showcase is stopping at Big Star in Wrigleyville on Sunday, March 8th from 4:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. More than 15 designers are going to be there, demoing what they made for you. Get 50% off your ticket with the code BREAKUP when you visit quirkevents.com. Also, I'm giving away a charming stack of indie games from the Seahorse and Hummingbird, Grumpy Spider Games, Longtail Games, and Ada Press. Hear about these games and learn how to win them in the Games of the Week segment of episode 110. That's all for you on the episodes page of my website. That's it for announcements. I already told you what's up with Game of the Week. In Track of the Week, I'm giving you selections of 3 underground boom bap specimens from the early 90s that are known only to graybeards. Nonetheless, I contend that these forgotten bangers will have you up out of your chair and acting stupid in no time. Game of the Week is next.
Bitch, I kicked it, yup, I kicked it, come on, you couldn't bang with this if your name was Genghis Khan.
Remember when Bezos and Musk got in that little media slap fight about who would get to Mars first? Mars. This was the comical quarter turn of the Silicon Valley mutants' last attempt at distracting the tireless ass suckers of the business press with anything aspirational, as ludicrous and preening as it all was. I remember Bezos giving some kind of press conference, looking like a nebbish in some flight jacket he had made for the shoot. Man, if there's one position all these motherfuckers need to hire for, it's somebody to fucking tell them no more often. But then again, who cares if you embarrass yourself once in a while as long as you can frolic in Venice with your pneumatic gold digger wife? Except now, they don't even have to prattle about space and stuff. The trap is sprung. Go back and look at the rapist's inauguration. You got Tim Cook, Jeff Bezos, and Zuckerberg all lined up right behind him. They don't have to spin silly stories about the future anymore. That story had humans in it, and humans create too much friction in the exit strategy. The awful future they really wanted is here. They've pretty much got their homeworld locked down and carved up. And AI, as they call it, is the super serum that scrapes the rest of the dollars and dignity out of the American body. You want a taste of how a Mars colony would have played out? Go to Texas, where your fixed-income auntie will be braised inside her apartment during unprecedented free market desert heat as crypto mining operations brown out her AC and people in Granbury get crippling headaches from the hum of exotic currency being made right across the street from where they're trying to live. I do not envy science fiction writers right now. It should come as an epical warning that Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, and now Palantir regard Texas as the ideal base from which to project their insane vision. Although you could argue the thoroughly mediocre mind of Rogan is as much a casualty of the plan as one of its beneficiaries. Free of regulation or judgment, these twats can indulge themselves while they architect one final, crushing upward wealth transfer that will obviate the tawdry public relations gambit of Silicon Valley's utopian flirtations. It's gone from, let's imagine our life in the stars, to, let me tell you about how your new prison works and why you can't do anything about it. Cue the original Star Trek theme as Peter Thiel, still looking like a reanimated corpse despite treating himself to the blood of 3 extra humans before morning racquetball, scans the secure monitor array in his bedroom, desperate for clues that will help him spot the Antichrist, something he claims to be concerned about. Somebody get this guy a better bathroom mirror. All the arguments about what is AI or what it isn't, even the well-founded copyright or ethical debates, pale before the teleological considerations. What's this shit for? Its purpose is to unite and coronate the vampires of the surveillance state and the lopsided economy forever, to perfect the old ruthless game of international mining that's been distilled into tech and financial cycles that move so fast that they can't be fathomed or regulated, an apotheosis of disruption that has such velocity and whose intended and unintended impact are so dizzying that all who would hope to contend with it are brought to their knees. And, as a bonus, to accelerate the ascendance to godhood that billionaires crave and think they're worthy of. Amazing how angry, sensitive, and brittle these guys still are, even when they're winning, until they can act upon all without being acted upon. Until they can see all without being critically observed themselves, the project will never be satisfying or lucrative enough. What AI can and can't do, what applications it can help out with, where it is useful, all feel like counting grains in a sandstorm. Although, if you're a daily visitor to LinkedIn like I am, you can get a pretty good picture of what this innovation and liberation sounds like. Every day I have to close 50,000 promoted posts about yet another MFer who just 50x'd his 7x or something, and all the hijinks his agents are up to, and how you're going to be left out of the world's greatest O. Henry story if you're not building out this and that process on Claude. You can be a part of the franchise like me. I don't necessarily want to be a denizen of LinkedIn anymore, but now that it's the world's de facto yellow pages with a messaging feature and I have almost no presence anywhere else, I stick it out. Convenience, engineered addiction, and pain of switching established by the rise of the big social platforms are the metal rails of AI's killing pen. I have to maintain high awareness of my emotional state on my daily check-ins. Scroll too long and you see the heat gradients of America's funeral pyre right up the chimney of the feed. If these dudes are what I have to sound like to win, sign me up for losing. So, one of the best ways to win a game is figuring out which ones not to play. Back to the teleological question about AI. The whole point of this thing is to make more money with a lot less people. I got the cold chills when reporters used to talk about how amazing it was that Microsoft had eclipsed McDonald's revenue, all with fewer than 1,000 employees. Pretty amazing. But there are going to be fewer seats on each new version of that ship by design. It's exhausting and undignified to clamber over people for one when you can do something else, value something else, or be something else. Where can we go that these hyper-real Carnegies and Rockefellers can't ruin? Well, we can teleport to Japan in 1978 and kill one of my favorite bands. I'm talking about an actual play Ninja BORG session, which was designed by Walton Wood and Rugos Cone. I interviewed these guys 2 episodes ago about the game's concept. I love role-playing game people. They're the fiercest about deciding for themselves what has value, what's worth making, and how. You are not going to FOMO them into baking a small town to death so they can turn a buck. In this spirit, I offer you some audio from one of the silliest afternoons I've ever had, a live session of Ninja BORG under the tutelage of the boys who designed it. If we're to design bunkers to survive the century, mine will be made of people who understand the importance of play and making what you want, and at least, if nothing else, being secure and stimulated inside the confines of your own skull and a few people you trust. So, with no further ado, here's a long selection from our Ninja BORG session where they taught me how to set up a character, what the rough framework was, got into some backstory, and then teleported to Japan for a bloodbath. Here it comes. Okay, so what's up? This is Great Unclean One, Breakup Gaming Society. And except today, my name is Maudie Ultimate Trio Jaegers. Why? Because that's the name of my ninja. Because we are here today playing Ninja BORG with the 2 gentlemen who invented Ninja BORG. And I set up a crude character incorrectly. So in essence, this is going to be a how to play on this freewheeling, violent, ninja rules light game made by the other gentlemen on this line, which would be Walt and Rugos. What's up?
Yo.
Hey.
We invented Ninja BORG. Did Isaac Newton invent gravity? No, he fucking did not.
That's right. He just learned about it when a star fell into his head and stuck there.
Like a baby tummy.
Probably a pirate.
Right?
He was from pirate times.
So, in essence, what you're going to get during this session is some action. But first, the gents are going to walk through. So I take it, Walt, you're our GM, aka our motherfucking ninja master for this one. It sounds like
representing.
So, well, guys, I know that you can do this game blindfolded, but I haven't before, and I made a character. And on this morning, so can we just walk through my character, and in the course of my character, we can talk about the RUP and other stuff that I just don't get. So I have a character sheet I've populated. My ninja's name is Maudie Ultimate Trio Jaegers, also known as Toxic Smoker the Laconic. His tragic backstory goes like this. He was an uncanny prep cook, especially with vegetables. He became basically half the entire prep staff at his neighborhood Applebee's due to his knife skills. He became broken and disillusioned when an increasing number of vegetables came pre-sliced in bags. He tried moving to front of house. That was unpleasant for everybody. And by unpleasant, there are still multiple unsolved murders. That doesn't stop him from still eating at Applebee's all the time. He still habitually scans the parking lot for feral cats and usually engages in combat. Sometimes he even tracks down the owners because, well, one of them during a double shift, a feral Tom sprayed the wheel well of his Subaru WRX, and he's not letting that go ever. And anyway, this search and the fact that he's 86th at most Applebee's locations means it severely limits the amount of Applebee's you can get in certain zip codes. His weapon are nunchucks. His other weapon is a blade whip, pretty nasty. He got a couple pieces of swag. One is a set of spanner wrenches, and the other one are some anal beads that are shaped like famous yelling comic Gilbert Gottfried. We may have to revisit this, ninjas are magical in this game, so his ninja magic is fly. For the shuriken shape, and this is back on. I even remember this page. This was fun for me. I don't know why. I'm glad you made this page because I actually sat there and thought about it, and I thought it was page 32, but I got that wrong. Damn it! Where are my stars, bro? I mean, we're stars. Anyway, I picked the one that had 8 points.
37.
Thank you. I picked the one that had 8 points because that seemed like more points. And I don't know how this game works, but I like points. I like the concept of points. On 30, yes, my star looks like the one in Figure 5, partially inspired by the fact that it looks most like the chaos symbol from the Warhammer universe. And now there are 4 ninja abilities or skills in the category of getting pumped, flipping out, guitar wailing, and killing people. I was given 5 points to spend on these categories, so I assigned 1s to everything. Hopefully it serves me well, but flipping out is my 2. Then I had some fun with this. I get a guitar. It Ultimate Trio Jaegers prefers the Gibson Les Paul signature.
The refined ninja's choice.
Nice.
And just FYI, can't shred, but he's a really good rhythm guy. So that's his thing. Now,
did you get the mahogany finish on that?
Fuck you. Fucking pop quiz on my guitar, you bastard. It's whatever one that you see Ear Hunter frontman Bradford Cox most use. Whatever, this guy worships Bradford Cox. So there you go. And then this will play into the music choices later. I don't know how much those weigh in during play. I hope they do. So here's a couple things that you can help me out with. So because ninjas are magic, I interpreted the rule book and I came up with Ultimate Trio Jaeger's magic ninja ability was fly, but I may not have set that up right because it's dialed into another attribute I don't entirely understand, because ninjas, in addition to the 4 things I named, also have a real ultimate power. Do you want to walk me through how to set up my ninja and my ninja magic right? Because I'm a little out to sea on that one.
Yeah, sure. So real ultimate power it's a stat, but it's not a stat that you quote unquote use like the other ones to perform actions. Real ultimate power determines how many real ultimate power points you have each mission. And you can spend a real ultimate power point to treat any roll as a 1, which is good because this is a roll low system. So rolling a 1 is like a critical in that dragon game that we talk about sometimes.
Gotcha. I definitely absorbed from the rule book that this is a lower is better. And it looks like as your skills progress, you get to use smaller and smaller dice. Is that right?
Correct. So for your stats with 1, you'll be using a D12 on those rolls. And for flipping out your 2 stat, you'll be using a D10. So those are going to be your main workhorses here.
Gotcha. And just for what it's worth, hear that? Oh yeah. I got all the 6 major sizes. There we go. So knowing that, you want to. So it's session 0 here. What should I put in my RUP points as a rookie ninja who likes to have smokes and eat at Applebee's?
You'll have 1 real ultimate power point.
Okay, and knowing that, now how do I select the correct ninja magic? I just rolled a D20 and I got a 1, so I wrote down fly. I don't think that was right.
No, but that's what you would have had anyway, so it works out. You're way ahead of yourself.
I just have to remember I have to come up with my own riff, so I can't come up with the cocaine tornado thing. How about a fentanyl tornado? Anyway, is there anything else on my sheet that you saw that we need to fill out or explain before we get to the motherfucking Ninja Masters explanation? And I have a partner on this mission. We got to meet them.
Oh yeah.
I do think you need a style.
Yeah,
Style.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, it's a flying classic bone-in wing.
Okay. Issues.
Oh, this is this dude was known to throw the occasional bone-in wing to pretty deadly effect back in his days when he's still employable. Oh, and there's some stuff that didn't fit on the sheet that I had fun developing here. He was born a ninja. What was that second question? But I'm gonna have to look back at the book.
Training mishap.
Oh, somebody didn't get me Applebee's, and then my sensei died because while we were training, after a long day, and this is really difficult because while he asked me this question, I was holding myself up with my legs extended off the ground, just on my fingertips, and he asked me, which was better, David Lee Roth, Van Halen, or Sammy Hagar, Van Halen. I immediately saw this as the spurious. And tawdry trick that it was. He was trying to trick me because there was no fucking Van Halen after David Lee Roth, and I fucking killed him. So and then if there's an object for his revenge, it's the dumpster cats and the people who released them. He will battle the cats, especially feral toms, and if he can find their owner, he'll do that. Again, that's because they sprayed in the wheel well of his WRX. His nemesis is a corrupt military officer known for his limp, who, unironically, and I swear to God I randomized this, has a cat. He has a memento, which is an ashtray from a local gin mill, and it was the property of his dad's prison bunkie. The style we've covered, his color, I just chose one, Kelly green. And then there's a guitar, which we know about. It's the Gibson Les Paul. I think. Do I have a Ninja now?
You still need one last thing. You need a D100 roll for your deepest hatred.
D100. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, it's the 100-sided one.
Get me Applebee's.
Or you roll a D10 twice.
No, it's the 100-sided one. The great big one. Kill a small rodent if you dropped it.
I got a 54.
54 is definitely pirates.
Yeah, there you go. A deep hatred of pirates.
Yeah, sometimes I like to go in my WRX and just circle around and around the Long John Silvers. And I don't know. If you don't see a pirate, you got to find someone who kind of looks like a pirate and then just fucking break them off.
You try treachers too.
Are those even still around? I haven't seen one of those in like 30 years.
Yeah. If I knew there was another place to hunt for pirates, I'd go there. Out here, once in a while, we have Captain D's, and I like to go down there once in a while. I don't even wait for a pirate. Sometimes I'll just hop out of the Subaru and fucking split you from the head to the back of your ass.
Hey, bring the Subaru down to Florida. We've got Gasparilla Fest.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. Pirates as far as the eye can see.
Ugh, gross.
50 54 pirates noted. So there we go. We've uncovered my ninja, who was once again Maudie Ultimate Trio Jaegers. And I think, barring knowing how to play, I'm ready.
All right. Do we want to introduce your partner in ninjaing?
Yeah, let's meet that motherfucker.
So your partner, your best bud, is Martok Taggett. All his friends call him Karen, but his enemies know him as Festering Warlock, the Punisher. And I think we kind of bonded over during your time at Applebee's, because my nemesis is that fuck at the Applebee's who always got my order wrong intentionally and then just laughed at me about it. And I hate that motherfucker. But
wait, what you order, bro?
Oh, well, my burger. I'm a burger guy, big time burgers.
I gotta know which kind of burger, because based on the burger, don't forget these fucking shits are handcrafted. What was he fucking up? Was it the Big Bangin' Burger, the Whole Lot of Bacon Burger, the Bourbon Street Mushroom Burger, the Quesadilla Burger, the Whiskey Bacon Burger, the Impossible Cheeseburger, Classic Bacon Cheeseburger, or Triple fucking Bacon Cheese Dick Cheeseburger?
That one. Triple Bacon Cheese Dick Burger. Yeah, he'd fuck that up every time. He'd only do double cheese, not triple cheese.
Son of a bitch.
That's some bullshit.
And then he cooked it didn't he, instead of medium rare?
Absolutely. He's a real cox.
You know, I'm starting to think this is Jeff in disguise as a line cook.
Well, you know, not all Jeffs are bad, because my most prized possession is a robot vacuum that I got from a guy named Jeff. And so I got a little bit of a soft spot for Jeff. So don't be talking about Jeff like that.
Well, I'll overlook it this one time.
That motherfucker Kyle. I'm gonna get revenge on Kyle.
Kyle, on the other hand, there is no quarter for Kyle's.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really do much, but just look at him. He just deserves getting the shit kicked out of him. No, but unlike my buddy Ultimate Trio there, though, I wasn't born a ninja. I went to Ninja Academy. So I'm like a pedigree ninja, official, trained, shit
Paper
like that.
trained?
Punching buckets of hot sand and jumping through flaming hoops and shit. Pretty amazing. But yeah, my style is it's pretty smooth. It's dancing fox. It's very elegant, very sophisticated. I don't like to talk about it much because it's kind of secretive, but I got some slick moves. Jump up on you and piss all over your head. Shit like that. Pretty sweet. And I'm decked out with an electric acoustic guitar, my aforementioned robot back, along with a sweet fake mustache kit for when you got to rock a cool disguise. And I've got a sweet bootleg CD-ROM of late 80s and early 90s anime.
I'm checking one thing factually. Okay, good. So I hope you're better at playing lead, because I'm definitely the rhythm guy. And if anybody ever wants to know how Maudie Ultimate Trio Jaegers feels a lot of the time, or wants to feel, go to about minute 237 timestamp of a song called Spring Hall Convert by Deer Hunter. That's his favorite line to play, and that's how he feels or wants to feel a lot of the time. So hopefully Karen, two of us between rhythm and lead, are gonna fuck some people up today.
All right, gentlemen, are we ready to dive into the mission?
As long as I get smoked. Sometimes I fucking hate it. I'm out and it's springtime And people are like, dude, it's a super beautiful day. And I'm like, yeah, for having smokes. But then once you run out of smokes, it doesn't matter. You go back inside.
I mean, is there another reason to be outside?
No.
Oh, I guess maybe balcony beers.
Balcony beers or maybe kicking ass.
Nah, you can kick ass inside or under an umbrella. It's technically inside.
Unfortunately, I only have these Gilbert Gottfried anal beads, which was really fucked up because I took Best in Store at the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, and they said I was going to get like exclusive cards, and they gave me those. Anyway, that store's closed now.
For reasons that remain unknown and mysterious.
It had some turnover.
All right, are we good? Everyone's connection stable? Ready to jump into this? Or backflip into this? Or cartwheel into this?
They had some turnover because of stabbings. And they really fucked it up because when they took out the ad, they're like, some guy came in here in a Kelly Green suit and like killed everybody. Will you come work at our store? Nobody would come work at the store.
That's not really a good pitch, you know? You don't lead with that.
It was Craigslist. But yeah. All
See,
right.
fucking Craig again.
So yeah, in short, get me Applebee's. Get me some smokes. A mission.
Smokes, Applebee's, mission. We'll have to do that in the reverse order.
All right.
Does Applebee's even have overseas locations? I don't know.
One time I went to see those rock thingies down in Peru that are famous because they're old. And no one else came back from the trip because somebody told me there was an Applebee's at the top of one. They didn't have fucking shit for Applebee's down there. Bullshit. Hate that fucking place. I don't understand why you even get to be a country if you fucking make somebody hike up there with all the bugs and it's outside and you run out of smokes and there's not even a dirty fountain soda at the top. I wanted a fucking blue basher.
Plus it's humid and you're wearing the ninja outfit.
Absolute horse shit. 0 out of 5 stars.
Would not recommend.
All right, let's fucking do this.
Yep.
All right. Ninjas. Legendary rock and roll producer Jack Douglas summons the ninjas to his deathbed. As the ninjas backflip through windows and ask to drop down the chimneys of his palatial mansion, the hot babes in mourning disperse to give them some privacy. Surrounded by gold and platinum framed gold and platinum records, Jack reveals a terrible secret to the ninjas. He tells them about a concert that forever changed music history, a performance that has weighed on his conscience for the past half-century, a single night responsible for transforming a failing $1 million in debt act into international superstars. In order for his spirit to rest easy and ascend to record producer heaven, which is a lot like ninja heaven, what with the hot babes and the power chords and all, he must send the ninjas on this one last mission. By the time they return, he'll be gone. The ninjas' eyes well up with tears as they say a final goodbye to their longtime friend and mentor. There's lots of silent, stoic remorse and compassion and emotional support between the ninjas and Jack in this moment of vulnerability, and also some contemplation of mortality. But the ninjas can't linger. No, they know what they must do. Travel back in time to 1978, infiltrate the Nihon Budokan in Tokyo, and fucking kill Cheap Trick.
God damn. That's a big ask. How are we gonna pull this shit off, Ultimate Trio?
I want to once again thank Walt for GMing and giving me instruction along the way, and Rugos for being a good mission partner and also giving me an elbow in the shoulders when my dialogue and rants jeopardized the pacing of the mission we were on. If you want to hear more of that, the whole 2 hours, I put the whole 2 hours of it up on the blog at breakupgamingsociety.com. Bon appetit. Next up, track of the week.
Bitch, I kicked it, yup, I kicked it. Come on, you couldn't bang with this if your name was Genghis Khan.
One of the ways I defend myself from automated spectacles and simulation is digging back to artifacts I know I can trust. One blessing about being a Gen Xer, I got to live half my life in the pre-internet era. I've got a different frame of reference that helps me find and remember real-deal media, confident that the vibration I'm getting, even via YouTube, came from human vocal cords and real people in a real neighborhood that jangled and womped in a real place and time. Nothing womped better than that big crew phase of boom bap that hit its peak around 1993 and 4. Think leaders of the new school, Onyx, Fushnikins. Think massive snare hits yoked to a jazz bass sample and a chaser of echoing horns. I thought I'd mapped all the major and minor points of this micro era when I picked my way past the most obvious plays and started adding tracks by outfits like Rumpelstiltskins and Yagfu Front. I was just scratching the surface. Here for a jolt of authentic energy is a crew called Nowborn Click, whose cassette EP goes for a lot of money on Discogs. I don't think they hung around long enough to make an album. Still, you should lace your Timbs up for this one.
When I'm under attack, you better back the fuck up here before I blow out your back.
Call me the psycho loony, no crazy psycho. Driving down the street, treat the road like a psycho. So push down the power, so I can leap the hurdle. Cower to the fucking bunga, like a turtle. That's when I go all out, work the tech. It's heavy like a motherfucker, swelling up my pecs. Sorta like Rambo, and my lips are twisted. Have you heard I be tripping when I slipped it? No, I'm on the run from the Bellevue ward. They made a straight jacket out of solid steel cord, but I'm a super psycho. Putting up a fight cause they don't make straight jackets out of kryptonite. There goes my release.
My God, that's just irresistible to me. Here's another stomper for you. Trouble Wreck by the Troubleneck Brothers. All 7 of them. They got this one on rotation on Rap City back in the day, where you can see they're running every part of this boom bap template, both in track production and video style, because it looks like they got half the city out for the take where they're quasi-moshing for the shouted chorus.
Here we come, here we come, here we kitty come. The new food with the master plan. Trouble neck, 17 with the guns in hand. Trouble neck, catch it right, just around your jam. Trouble neck, can't stop, won't stop, can't stop. Trouble neck, food with the master plan. Trouble neck, 17 with the guns in hand. Trouble neck, catch it right, just around your jam. Trouble neck, can't stop, won't stop, can't stop. Trouble neck, traces, faces, same damn places. Listen, learn.
Trouble neck. Never get tired of it. I've played that one probably 40 times in the last week. It's given me what I need. So you know Ice-T, right? His production and rhyming posse was the Rhyme Syndicate. Somehow there was a dude from the UK who was loosely affiliated with them named Red Venom. Anyway, here's a piece from a crew called Freakin' English. They were from Salford and Manchester, and they're getting in on the act too. I think they understood the assignment.
Who's the rhyme wrecker? I'm the rhyme wrecker. Rhyme wrecker's over here. Well, I'm the rhyme wrecker.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's the whacker, rock the stacker without no shit. When I spray, I'm coming to attack her. I see you looking, you while it's me. Yeah, I'm the Eric T, yeah, you don't wanna test me. Like your mother, I get back to the summer. The hard drummer, back up in the center. When I'm on the microphone, don't make no attention. Cause I be kicking lyrics out of cause an eruption. I'm still the man. I can rock the coming stale when you flip through the game, man.
I still say maybe it's vanity that it takes a human guide to get to the best stuff. Because while imaginationless AI hyperscalers ruin the present and the future, they're making unwelcome raids on the memory too. Now I have to be careful when I'm hunting down an old audiobook because they're scraping my favorite novels and reading those with robots and doing cultural retrospectives whose scripts stink of LLM phraseology. You're better off trusting people for the good stuff. That's it for episode 111. You know, people, I am tired. Spent all of yesterday and this day the most worthy way I know how, making something that hews to what I feel, think, and know, in the hopes that some of you will enjoy it. Breakup Gaming Society episode 112 will release on March 15th because making this is the only thing that still makes sense to me. As always, may you fight long and well.
Where's the rhyme wrecker? Where's the rhyme wrecker? Rhyme wrecker's over here. It's over here.